Welcome. Very exciting. We're going to start learning techniques. But before we do that, we're going to learn our stance. Okay, so the very first thing we want to remember in our stance is we don't want to face our opponent head on. This might be a very offensive stance if I'm facing you being my opponent, because I can hit, I can attack, that's awesome. Except it's not defensive at all because all my vital organs are exposed. Now, to take it to 100% defensive stance from 100% offensive stance, I would turn sideways because now I can protect myself. But guess what? Not really great in attacking because I took away my back leg and backhand as a weapon to do something about. So what we want to think about is being in not 100% offensive or 100% defensive, but a 50% offensive and defensive stance. That's a 45-degree angle. So if this is my bad guy, okay, I want to put one leg back and be at this 45-degree angle right here, okay? The second thing I want to kind of think about is I don't want to be heavy on my feet like this, balanced. I want to be able to be a little bit light on my toes right here. So what that looks like is instead, I'm just going to show it sideways. Instead of being flat like this, I want to be 60% weight forward and 40% backward. So just this much tilt. That's it. That's it. I hope you saw that, right? So not here, but here. So I can feel the weight on my toes. My toes are pressing on the ground. My heel is still touching the floor. I'm not standing on my toes, okay? But what this does is if I'm flat, lifting my heel is a lot harder. But if I am on my toes, lifting my heel is super easy, super easy. So that's what we're going to do. Put one leg back, and then weight shifts to our toes. And knees are going to be unlocked. Okay, and the other thing we're going to remember is our core. So we don't want to be out here. It can look or does look like a squat, which is what a lot of fitness people are used to. We don't want to do so much of that. Right? To engage our core, you want to think of squeezing your core, right? Or tucking your tailbone, whatever works for you. So here we have it, foot back, 45-degree angle, light on our toes, core engaged, arms out and open, 90-degree angle, I guess, and arms out saying, hey, stop. And that's the last piece. We're going to say, stop, stop, dude, back off. Pick your word, whatever you want to pick. And our arms are open. You don't have to say all of it, okay? You can just say, hey, doesn't matter. Pick a word to train with. Just get used to saying something. And our hands are open as opposed to closed or like this because we don't want to fight them. We want to just say, de-escalate. It's okay, relax. What do you want? How can I help you, right? Tell me. And this can also be used as a weapon, and I can move really fast and block and attack, all of that. So those are our initial pieces. Okay, going on to movement, right? So we covered our stance, how we want to stance. Now how are we going to move? So pivot is when I'm moving, when somebody has grabbed me and I'm trying to get out of it, what I'm doing is my toe, if I'm going backward, my front toe points inward. And then if I'm going out this way, my back toe points inward. Okay, so it's this movement. And you want to practice with your arms out, just like this. So see how everything is connected? It's not, my arms aren't moving, they are moving in conjunction with my feet. Okay, so getting used to that, practicing. We don't want to move our upper arm and somebody grabs us. Let's say grabbing our arm. We don't want to do this. We want to engage our core. Okay, so to practice that, what we're going to do is just twist. So you get in your 45-degree angle, your stance, get in your stance first, and then you're just going to do turns. Okay, and you'll feel it in your obliques a little bit. Now you're going to take it to a little bit more, and when you feel like you finish your turn, push yourself with a little pop. Okay? Another thing that really helps is keeping your elbows in. Now, of course, I've already kept my elbows pretty close to my body, but you can actually glue it to your obliques. Okay? And then do this. So what this is doing is your obliques are engaging, and when that snap happens, is when you're doing something with your elbow, but it's not coming from your elbow, but it's your core propelling it. So that's what we're training. Twist, snap, twist, pop. And I'm practicing pivoting in that. Notice, my feet are not flat. Okay? And then we have the snap. So you kind of practice that, right? In the pop here, boop, the extra boop, right? That pop. It's the same concept with snapping. So snapping is the release. When somebody grabs our wrist, our collar, our hijab, hair, whatever, right? When we're getting out of it, whatever we let's say we're just making a circle, just this motion is not going to help. Of course, that motion has to first come from core. There needs to be pivoting. And at the very end, there needs to be a snap. So I use my core, I pivot, and like, oh, what's happening? Oh, I can't release because you don't have the snap. So we go do whoosh, right here. So that's just how we're going to practice the snap. Core is engaged. It's what's using to propel your elbow. Think of this as a cannon. It's shooting the weapon, okay? So right here, not your shoulder, but your core. So you have your core, your pivot, your legs, right? Snap, snap. And practice the other side too. Of course, our right leg back makes a little bit more sense because our opponent is most likely going to attack from their right side, and don't worry about that. But I still want you to practice the other side too, right? Snap, and just that way. Cool, those are your movement principles. Now let's get started. Thank you for watching this video. What did you learn from it today? I would love to hear your thoughts, so come chat with me in the comment section below. Are you looking to take your safety and empowerment to the next level? If so, I invite you to watch our free masterclass on street violence, relationship threats, and aggressive coworker behavior. Links in the description.